Right, good morning all. So let's start for today. I want to believe we made some profits yesterday. How many of us made some profits yesterday? Please, our major, you can unmute yourself and speak. Our major outlook yesterday was Euro GBP. Our major outlook yesterday was Euro GBP, and we called for a sell. And I think the market gave us a few pips. Right, market gave us a few pips, about 40 pips. Right, I still believe it still has some potentials to the downside. So our advice, you can break even. Maybe if you want a tight break even, you can use 0.89172. If you want, okay, you feel the market is still going to drop, you can put your break even, your trailing stop at 0.89280. All right, so you can do that for your Euro GBP while it's still going to run. So let's first of all take a look at the few economic news we have today and look at the fresh. Okay, during the night on the group, we analyzed that the interest rate for the Australian dollar was going to go up and it was going to buy. Okay, that was 4:30. That was when that news was released. And I think USD is currently buying at the moment. Okay, so I still believe it still has a lot of space to the upside. Okay, so having said that, we're going to now look at what we have for today. So AUD is still a valid buy. You can move your stop loss. You can trail if you're in profit. That is, if you took the trade. Okay. So that said, let's look for what we have today, 7th day of February. The first high impact is already out. That is on the Australian dollar for their interest rates. So the interest rate for the Australian dollar is out. Came out around 4:30 Nigerian time. Came out as forecasted, which is actually good for the currency. So automatically, Australian dollar is what's strong. AUD is what's strong for today. So you won't be selling the Australian dollar. You'll be looking for buy opportunity. So what you can do for the Australian dollar is to look for a weak pair. You can now buy it against. Okay, then we'll be looking at the next important news coming up in 50 minutes, which is 7:45 Nigerian time, is the unemployment rate. Okay, so there's an high impact news. The period was 2.1%. Okay, they're forecasting a rise in unemployment by about 0.1%, which is 2.2%. Now, if the news comes out positive, they are positive, it means Australia maybe lower than this 2.2, possibly even way lower than 2.1. It means CHF is going to be strong because unemployment rate is down. So we might now be looking to pair them against another pair that is weak. All right, then that is one. So I'll be looking to trade CHF pairs. Then another news will be coming up around 240 and 230, which is the balance of trade for the Canadian dollar. All right. Now, if the balance of trade goes up, it's going to be good for the currency. If it goes down, it's going to be bad for the currency. All right. Around same time, 230, the balance of trade for the dollar will also be out. Okay, so if it also goes up, it's going to be good for the dollar. If it comes down, it's going to be bad for the dollar. But the major news for today is the Fed Chairman Powell's speech. That will be coming up by around 7:40 Nigerian time, 18:40 Nigerian time. And same, just within 5 minutes interval, the Bank of Canada governor will also be speaking. So those two news is going to have very high impact on the market. That's why most of the dollar pairs are currently ranging, okay, because they're waiting for the speech of Powell. So if we're going to listen to that speech, that will give direction for the market for tomorrow. All right. So if it's going to sound hawkish, it means the market is going to buy. If it's going to sound dovish, it means the market is going to sell. So having said that, we're going to start by looking at the dollar index. We know our major trade is the USD. That is what we do most of the time. So fine, last week we bought the dollar, but currently from our chart, the market just tested a key zone 103.5, actually got to 103.7 yesterday, and 0.75 actually. Let's look at it from M15. Okay, so 107.75. That is a key. If you're using your quarter theory, that is a key level. Okay, so it's between 102 and 103. Okay, that is like a pivot point, 102, 103. The midpoint will be 103.5. Then the quarter numbers will be 103.25. Then the next level quarter number will be 103.75, which is where the market is dropping from. So we can see the structure currently based on our technical analysis. The dollar is a sell based on our technical analysis. All right, so for me, I will now be looking for pairs that will likely buy for today. So currently, the Australian dollar is already buying, all right, because the news came out positive. So I'll just quietly be buying the AUD till the news comes out in the evening. So our advice, if you're buying AUD USD, you can close your profits before Powell's speech, or if it's going to sound, if you believe it's going to sound hawkish, we can just trail instead. Okay, we can do that. Then the next pair I'll be taking a look at is the USD CHF. Right, the news is coming out in less than 50 minutes. Now that news will now make me decide if I'm going to buy or sell. Although I'm looking for a sell on the USD CHF, so I'll be optimistic if the next news coming out, which is in 45 minutes time from now, comes out positive for the CHF. So my USD CHF will be selling. Okay, so nothing stops me from taking about, if you're not greedy, all right, we can just take to the next key support zone, which is 38.2%. Now we're going, the trend is currently an uptrend. So going against the trend, you will not collect a lot of profit. So our profits can be at 38.2% retracement, which is about 0.92. So I'm not going to take a lot of money today off the market. So technically, the sell is already valid because we have a divergence and all that. Okay, there's a divergence from yesterday's higher high that we just got. Okay, so I want to sell back to 0 point, which is also a key support zone. All right, then depending on the outcome of the news in the afternoon, USD CAD will also be a good one. USD CAD sell will be a good one to sell. So my AUD USD is already buying. Excellent. Wait for the news for CHF. If it's going to come out positive, we can join USD CHF sell. Fine. Taking 61% retracement is also not bad. 61.8% retracement, which is 0.915. So that is TP2. So TP1 is 0.92. TP3, TP2 is 0.915. Okay, so stop loss will just be immediately above this high, 0.92, 0.99295, or if you have enough money, you can just give it the key level there is 0.93. So you can just set your stop loss 0.931. That would be a better zone to set a stop loss. If it violates that zone, you know that the dollar USDCHF is still a very good uptrend. Okay. But other pairs technically I will want to trade is, I think there's a gap from like 3 days back on the pound. There's a gap there. So that gap is yet to be covered. Okay. So me technically, even though there's no much fundamentals on the GU, I'm still looking at a retracement on the GU. All right. I'm still looking at it possibly retesting this zone. So I want to still buy the GU back to 123.5, 1.23.5. It's quite some greedy take profit though. All right, it's past some greedy take profit. But the BT is the risk to reward is awesome. So our stop loss still remains 1.199. All right, our stop loss will still remain 1.199, and I'll be holding possibly all the way to 1 point. But that does not mean you have to wait to that level. Once you're in profit, ensure to trail the profit. Then other pairs I'm actually looking at to buy is the Japanese yen. Yes, the JPY pair. This is the JPY pair index. Okay. I think the JPY pair should actually do some retracement as well, at least from yesterday's gap that is yet to be covered back to the market at 73.5, 76.3. That is grossly 100 pips. So I'll also be looking at a drop, at least a 100 pips drop on USD JPY. All right. I'll also be looking at a 100 pips drop on USD JPY. Okay, so the market is currently at 132.2. So dropping the market back to 131.2. Okay, that is grossly 100 pips, 131.2. But if I want to be greedy, all right, sometimes I love being greedy. Now, not greedy in a bad sense, because my money management is always well calculated. It's holding your trades a little much longer. I want to take 61.8% retracement, which is 130.1, which is actually not too bad. So those are my outlooks. All right. So apart from AED USD buy and USD CHF sell, I will just be looking for USD JPY sell as well and GU buy, because of now other pairs are okay. All right, but our outlook for gold is still a buy. That's the truth. But all of that, don't be too surprised. This is a good W formation on H1. So a break of this neck on H1 as well. Stop loss will still be around, for me, is 1858. All right, 1858 still remains my stop loss of gold. And nothing stops me from buying all the way to 1915. But if you've not entered the trade, if you didn't pick it from the bottom here, a break of the next structure will not be bad, which is a break of 1880. You know, the buy is now valid. All right. So, any question so far? Any question or any contribution? Any pair you want us to take a look at? Anyone? Any pair?
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Okay, somebody already mentioned CAD JPY, so let's take a look at CAD JPY. I already said that we're looking at a positive buy on the JPY, all right, based on the index. Now, I haven't said that for CAD JPY to actually is looking like a good sell. I think it's a retest of the market station from February 23. So it's looking actually like a good sell. But my last analysis on it for the buy, it didn't actually hit the level I prefer to sell from. I prefer to sell from 163. So in as much as it's looking like a good, I'm on GBP JPY. Let me open CAD JPY. Sorry about that. Okay, good. Oh, CAD JPY is actually at a good zone to sell from. Yes, a retest of January 23 other block. So I already said JPY pairs is actually good one to sell. So for me, this is actually divergence as well. So practically, the market might be ranging till the CAD news is released. If it comes out negative, CAD JPY will be a very good sell. All right, which gives us a very good risk to reward ratio. Stop loss can be around 99. All right, so stop loss can be around 99, which is not bad. So it's all about your risk to reward. 99 is just 50 pips, so you can take 1:3 in this kind of trade. 150 pips, about 96.9. 96.9. Okay. But if you're not greedy for the day, taking 100 pips will also not be a bad idea. Okay, Mrs. Joel, you were asking a question. Okay,
yes.
are you okay?
Yes, sorry, I joined late. I don't know if you are done GU. I would have loved GU to be analyzed.
G, yes. We take a look at GDP USD, and we are also anticipating a buy.
Okay.
We're anticipating a buy for G. Anticipating a buy for G. Okay. The video will be uploaded. So
good morning, boys.
Yeah. Good morning. Okay, it seems your network is a little bit poor and I'm not hearing you clearly. Can you type your question? Can you type me your question?
On Telegram. Can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yesterday I didn't join the class yesterday, but I saw the video, and you were taking you were using my FX book, and the news I saw on my Facebook, I didn't see any high impact news yesterday on Forest Factory. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I didn't see any high impact news on Forest Factory yesterday, but I saw your screen on my Facebook, and I saw high impact news yesterday, and I don't know what happened there. I don't know if you can cross check and confirm if I'm correct or.
You're correct. You're very correct. The thing is, we have different news agencies, so it's not just my FX book and my forex factory. I also use FX Street, investing.com. So many other websites has economic calendars. Or if you check investing.com too, if you have to check your investing.com, there's an economic calendar there as well. Okay, so
my question.
It's go ahead with your question.
My question is that not all the news platform carries a high impact news, because I know that's the most important news for the day.
Yes, so you can use, the thing is, we don't know the criteria. I don't know the criteria that each website use to categorize their definition of high impact or low impact news. Right, like for investing.com, they have stars. So 3 stars is like high impact news. So you can see, I just opened investing.com right now, and you can see that, okay, the AED interest rate was actually 3-star, which was an high impact news. So theirs, even the CHF unemployment rate is not an high impact news, but on my FX book, it's an high impact news. The next high impact news they have is till in the evening when Powell will be speaking. That is when they have the next high impact news. So each website knows how to pick their own criteria. So that is why somehow I have fallen in love with my FX book when it comes to the economic calendar.
Okay, my final question. Sorry.
No
How to,
problem.
I don't I'm not really grounded in getting the outcome of this high impact news when the news is about the governors or people speaking. I don't really know how to um interpret it in the chat. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
And that's the essence of this call. If you follow the group yesterday, I said the interest rate is going to come out 3.35. Okay, and that's positive, meaning the USD will buy. That's the interpretation. The thing is, the news is just like an indicator. All the technical indicators you have, what we now have is economic indicators. So depending on the economic indicator coming out, that will also depend on if it's going to buy or sell. So each economic indicator have different impacts. Okay. So for interest rate, as long as interest rate is high, it means the currency is what strong. If interest rate is low, it means the currency is what weak. So if you know there's an interest rate news coming out and it's going to go up, it means you should be getting ready to buy that currency. Then if they're going to reduce the interest rate, maybe because inflation is down, you know that that currency is going to sell. Same applies for inflation. Inflation is high, the currency is strong. So I think you also need to do a little bit of research yourself, okay? And based on economy or economic indicators, you can check the group. I think if you can still find a book, I think Trading Forex Trading Secrets, you go to the fundamentals. There are a lot of economic indicators properly explained there. Okay, then you can do your read-ups.
Thank you very much, boss.
You're welcome. Any other question, please?
Yeah, I have a question.
All right, go ahead.
Yesterday for GU, there was a gap there. I don't really know the reasons for gaps, and you said something that you are expecting the gap
To be
to
covered.
close. Yes. So how does that actually play out?
Okay, I think that from the explanation I understand, sometimes there are transactions that transpires over the weekend. But remember that the market is closed Saturdays and Sundays. So when after the transaction is done and the market opens on Monday, the gap now reflects these transactions already done. Does it make sense now?
Okay, so it's like if a huge amount of money is pumped into the market, that gap will come in when there is no opposite reaction done.
Exactly.
Okay,
So I think
okay,
I'm
then
already selling USD CHF even before the news. That's because dollar seems to be weak already. All right. That's because dollar seems to be weak already. I'm also already selling USD JPY as well, and I'm also in profit. Okay, I'm also in profit here on the USD JPY. Okay.
on the part of you saying that the gap will be covered, are you expecting something to happen?
Now the truth is, it's not all the time the gaps will be covered. Let's just get that right. But it's based on the prevailing economic condition currently. From the chart, like I earlier started with the beginning of the webinar, that dollar index looks like a good setup. Sell setup, isn't it? So,
Yes.
and just for example now, let me see. Okay, there's a gap on the AUD chart. That gap happened on Friday. So the gap is at 70.75. Now, that's for the AUD index. Luckily, The fundamentals has given AUD the needed strength. For me, I think it will go and cover that gap. That's why I called my take profit for AUD USD to be 0.7075 on the group. And it looks very far, isn't it? It looks really far, but that's my take profits. All right, long term. Okay, if you are too scared, you can use 0.705 instead. And you see, the market is still what? Buying, and to be crawling there gradually. So trading requires a lot of patience. All right, so currently you can move your stop loss to 0.692 for the AUD USD buy and hold and just relax. You understand?
Even if
So that's
Powell's news comes out positive.
no. Now, how it is if you how will I explain it? If the Powell news is going to come out positive, like I said, if I've made a lot of profit, how much do you should always have a target for the day? It's as simple as that. So if my target is to make 4 or 5% in a day, and before 8 o'clock in the evening, 7 p.m., I've made my target. What am I still doing in the market? I'll go and chill somewhere. Okay? You go and chill somewhere. So that is why do the analysis in the morning, join the market. Some persons already made their target for the day with using the AUD USD with the current level it is that is buying from. The market has already done almost 50 pips. All right, so if your 50 pips is your target daily, you have a good account size, one lot size. You already made $500 as a Nigerian. That is a whooping sum of 350. Or what am I mistaken? Yeah, over 350,000, isn't it?
Yes.
So what are you still doing in the market? So
Okay.
it's all about your target for the day. So always have at the back of your mind that how much do I need in a day? How much do I need in a day? Once you make that amount, that is one of the best ways to cure greed. Personally, if I see $100, $200 on a small account, I'm done. All right. On a 10K account, you see $200, $300, you should be done. It's when you are trading bigger accounts, okay, $100,000, even though you see $3,000. At least with $3,000 daily, you can live anywhere in the world. All right.
Yes. I missed AUD yesterday, or rather this morning. Can I see join
Okay.
currently, right now? Can I join?
It
Or
looks promising. It still looks promising because the take profit is still fat. Just that the risk to reward will now increase. So you have to reduce your lot size. Right? You didn't pick it from the bottom. So the stop loss has not changed. The stop loss still has to be below the last low. It's around 0.6857. Okay. So you can still join. Your TP will still remain 0.705, which is not a bad idea. So you can avoid it and join USD CHF instead or USD JPY. Okay. Yeah, you can. Because that one has moved. That has moved.
Okay, USD CHF then. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, if there's no other question, I think we'll be heading for today and see. Once you're in profit, always remember to trail. It's as simple as that. Okay, you have to secure your profit. That is the essence. You don't be in profit, you'll not be smiling and walk away from the chart. No, once you're in profit, if you're walking away from the chart, trail your profit. All right, see you guys. So this is going to be the end of the call for today. See you guys for tomorrow.